Hmm. Hare Krishna, everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातकानाशनं यात्वा नीलोत्पलश्यामं रामं राजीवलोचनं जानकी लक्ष्मणोपेतं जिताकुमकुटमण्डितं ससीतनुधनुर्बाणपाणिं नक्तं चरणतकम् रामेति रामभद्रेति रामचन्द्रेति यस्मरन् नरो न लिप्यते पापैर्भुक्तिं मुक्तिं च विन्दति जगज्जैत्रकमन्त्रेण रामम् अभिरक्षितुं यः कन्दे धारयेतस्य सरसिद्धया वज्रपञ्जरनामेदं यो रामकवचं स्मरेत् आव्ययताङ्ग सर्वत्र लभते जयं मङ्गलम् आदिष्टवान् यत् स्वप्न रामरक्षम् इमं हरा तदा लिखित्वं प्रथ प्रबुधो प्रबुधो बुधकौशिकः आरामकल्पवृक्षाणां विराम सकलापदम् अभिरामं श्रीलोकानां रामं श्रीरामं न प्रभु तरुणौ रूपसम्पन्नौ सुकुमारौ महाबलौ पुण्डरीकविशालाक्षौ क्षीरकृष्णजीनाम्बरौ वेदान्तवेद्यो यज्ञेश पुराणपुरुषोत्तम जानकीवल्लभ श्रीमान् अप्रमेय पराक्रम इत्येतानि जपन् नित्यं तद्भक्त्या श्रद्धयान्विता अश्वमेधदिकं पुण्यं सम्प्राप्नोति न संशया रामं दूर्वादलश्यामं पद्माक्षं पीतवासं स्तुवन्ति नामभिर्दिव्यैन ये संसैरिणो नरा रामं लक्ष्मणपूर्वजं रघुवरं सीतापतिं सुन्दरं काकुत्स्थं करुणार्णवं गुणनिधिं विप्रप्रियं धार्मिकं राजेन्द्रं सत्यसन्धं तनयं श्यामलं शान्तमूर्तिं वन्दे लोकाभिरामं रघुकुलतिलकं रघुवरं रावणारिं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायां पतये नमः श्रीराम राम रघुनन्दन राम राम श्रीराम राम भरताग्रज राम राम श्रीराम राम रणकर्कश राम राम श्रीरामचन्द्र शरणं भव राम राम श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणो मनसा स्मरामि श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणो वचसा गृह्णामि श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ शिरसा नमामि श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये माता रामो मत्पिता रामचन्द्र स्वामी रामो मत्सखा रामचन्द्र सर्वस्वं मये रामचन्द्रो दयालु न अन्येनैव जाने न जाने मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयुधमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखं वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आपदामपहर्तारं धातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् भर्जनं भव बीजानां मर्जनं सुखसम्पदां तर्जनं यमदूतानां राम रामेति गर्जनं रामो राजमणि सदा विजयते रामं रामेशं भजे रामेणाभिहता निशाचर चमो रामाय तस्मै नमः Hare Krishna. So we are on the day 7. Usually we are very much fond of Saptaha. Yeah, you know, We have been also in the past doing Bhagavad Saptah. Today is seventh day. Usually we may also want to reap the fruit of what we have heard, what we have recited so far. The beauty of Ramayana is that every day we have been reaping so many wonderful lessons. And I don't know if others have, but at least I could already see that, Um, Varsanila Mataji also had this question: how can we finish the whole Ramayana in next 2 days, which means today and tomorrow? So this is also the question that I have, and maybe I found a way out. Is to, instead of making it too brief, yeah, and actually in that we may only cover the storyline. The other dimension of Ramayana is actually picking up wonderful jewels in the form of the lessons that Ramayana teaches. So today we will definitely not miss the opportunity to collect a lot of lessons, but definitely we also want to keep ourselves tuned for upcoming lessons that maybe we may plan in future. But definitely these 2 days we will definitely spend to get a better feel of what was the mood of Ram when he was in the forest. As you may remember, that Ram was extremely happy when he came to know from Kaikeyi that he will be exhaled to forest. Hmm. It might come to a big shock or even kind of a revolution if it was not Ram. But Ram was very, very happy because he could see the positivity in any kind of negative situation. And the positivity definitely is that there is a lot of treasure that is in the forest. And Aranya Kanda, this is what we will discuss today. Is the name itself is saying about forest. That part of the deeds of Ram that happened mainly in the forest. In fact, we know that Ram is supposed to be for 14 years in the forest as an ascetic with um, with this Ram, after he moved from Ayodhya, then he comes to Guha, and from there he comes to the Ganges. I think, did we stop there or did we go further? Anyone? What did else we cover? I mean, at least I have put it here. Yeah, there is a lot we covered also, which is actually where Bharat comes. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
after Ram is in on Chitrakoot, at that place, um, uh, Bharat, with his great resolution after coming back from Kaikeya, and he understands the conspiracy that happened, and interestingly, misunderstoodly taken that Bharat is the best who will benefit from it, but Bharat couldn't take this burden, and of course he starts explaining himself. Explanation is something that Bharat had to do. Though Bharat, it's not that anyone had any doubt before, but the situations were so much that the love for Ram made everyone to doubt. That's the point. It's not that, and that too, of course, he's born from the womb of Kaikeyi after 12 months. And all these things, and Bharat, he had a plan that let's go and get back Ram so that everyone is happy. It's not just to prove everyone that he is genuine, he is trustworthy, and he is faultless, he is pure or spotless. No, Bharat had a great eagerness to bring back Ram because he sees Ram is the right person. In Ikshvaku dynasty, in the Surya Vamsha, there is no one other than the eldest son who takes over the throne, and for a very good reason, and because he loves Ram very much, and not only that, he's eldest among all the four brothers. So he wanted, so he took everyone, and then finally he reaches there, and yeah, only his love wins, but not his plans. This is what happens sometimes, and with that. Bharat had to go back to Ayodhya with only a pair of shoes. These are the shoes of Ram, and which represents Ram also. Hmm. So that's why we have great regard. We call usually lotus feet. What does lotus feet means? It's not just a physical thing, but lotus feet means the instructions, the grace, and the mercy. So everything is what Bharat brought. He installed that in Nandigram. No, he installed this padukas in the on the throne of Ayodhya, and from Nandigram, which is a bit far away, he started managing the kingly affairs. While this happens now, because now everyone knows where Ram is, so that's the reason why they had to move from Chitrakoot. Mm. Otherwise, yeah, maybe it would have been that they would have been there for 14 years. But because everyone knows and everyone keeps visiting, and it might become that there can become a Ayodhya too, in the Chitrakoot. That's why. Uh, so Ram started moving, yeah, and he started entering more and more deeper into the forest. And there is a description about the forest that he entered. Yeah, if you remember, Kaikei was saying into the forest of Dandakaran. Yeah, so that's also why he gets into that place. Hmm. Let me just take main parts of this Aranyakand. That too, we'll cover only first half of it. We will go to the part where once what happens is when Sita she would like to make a very nice flower garland for Ram. She goes very up. She wakes up very early in the morning before even her master Ram or Lakshman, yeah, is not there without them noticing. So she moves to collect flowers. And when she was doing that, all of a sudden a big monster catches hold of her waist, and from the back, no chance that she could see who is that, and she starts screaming. Ram, Lakshman, and the scream shook Ram and Lakshman so much that they never heard that. Yeah, because yeah, they were always guarding, protecting, and of course it's forest. They were also vigilant, but it was only that Sita, Mother Sita has mm, ensured that they are not to give a surprise. So that's why she made that it's not noticed. So she left, and then that was it. And she was, it was almost like Ram nearly fainted just hearing such a scream, because knowing that Sita is in trouble. And yeah, so that is the nature of the forest. It's, of course, Ramji already told to Sita in Ayodhya that forest is a place. Yeah, of course, when we say Vrindavan, one is one side we can see, but these are not just so sattvic forests. These are forests which are very, very dangerous. In fact, this is the Dandakaranya. In fact, this Danda is mm, had its own reason why this place is being cursed by Sukracharya. Anyway, I mean, I can't go into the details, but once this Danda, who is actually Ikshvaku's son, Ikshvaku Mara's son, but because he was very unethical and not loyal or royal, that's why he was banished. When he was banished, then he came and started settling in this forest, which was very good. But this, he who was just he became a dacoit, and he started stealing, and he has created his own kingdom. And he came across the daughter of Sukracharya to be very beautiful, and he actually forces himself to enjoy her. And with a very narrow escape, she screams and comes in and saved by Sukracharya. And Sukracharya curses that, hey, you have become an animalistic person. This forest, whatever you're thinking, you have established yourself as the king of it, and you're this kingdom. May everything become um, haunted. Yeah? So may the rains of fire fall and destroy everything, whatever you have created. And anyway, that is the bitter story of Dandakaranya. This is not so sweet, so nice. And in this forest is where Sita Devi is caught up by this monster who came from the back, and he lifted. And then Ram, looked at Lakshman with tears flowing from his eyes, because he was saying that, okay, if Rajya Lakshmi is gone, yeah, which happened due to a reversal because of Kaikeyi, that's fine, but Bhagya Lakshmi is none other than his dear Sita. Good fortune, all fortune is his wife. So he can't bear, and with great pain in, uh, so he said, I can't bear this. Hmm, help me. And then this, there is a Sita is crying, while this monster he was taking away Sita from Ram and Lakshman. And Ram and Lakshman, they immediately decided, okay, let's do something quickly before it get late. And then they started running towards this monster. They started hurting, but for this, because it is being a huge monster called Virada, um, nothing. Yeah, even though Ram, Lakshman were shooting arrows, that didn't cause a big damage or disturbance for him. Rather, he actually turned and started abusing. Yeah, Ram and Lakshman, they're saying, "Hey, you look to be tricksters. On one side, you look to be like saintly people, yeah, like munis, having this matted hair and the tree bark clothes, but yeah, the style looks like that, as if like saintly people roaming around with weapons is something uncommon, and that too accompanied with women. Yeah, brahmachari with women is always very doubtful. Yeah, so even by the lowest human standards, this is abominable. So I see that you are like a hypocrites, and I actually hate hypocrites. So so Virada was saying this, and he was just telling, who am I? First of all, I mean, anyway, I don't know, because you be to be like hypocrites, but let me tell who I am. I am with great fame and name. I am Virada, and I have the benediction from Brahma that I have the strength of 25,000 elephants and the power of death from weapons. So even if there are weapons, cannot kill me. So all these things he was telling about himself, and he's saying, just give up, move away, leave this lady to me. And saying so, he was running. Then Ram and Lakshman, instead of arrows, they were rushing towards Virada, and they took this swords, and then they started um, hurting whatever they can do. And then uh, they could see that whatever they tried is not working, and the only way, and the time is running, and Ram and Lakshman, they saw each other, and then they ran towards him. And after reaching Virada's knees, they just climbed up and they started cutting parts. Yeah, the hands were cut, and then the legs were cut in that way. And then the blood was all around. Ram and Lakshman began doing this repeatedly, so that, but still, what happened was Virada was not dying. He was not dying, and this is not so easy. So Ram just sprung up and thrust his feet at Virada's neck, and pushing his leg firm in, and Virada suddenly stopped struggling. Yeah, and then uh, because the feet of Ram touched Virada, yeah, yeah, then there's suddenly some special transformation that happened. There was no more anger, no more envy, no more cruelty. Everything is gone. He was breathing calmly like a saint. And then uh, uh, later he said, "Oh Lord of my life, you have arrived finally." How this is what Virada is realizing, that finally there is his master who can relieve from his curse has come. And then he started narrating who is he. Uh, he said that I am a Gandharva called Tumburu, and I'm great in terms of having so many artistic talents. This is what he says. Excellent in singing, and also unparalleled beauty. And in the court of Kubera, I was serving. While I was serving in that assembly, there was also a beautiful damsel called Rambha. Yeah, she was so beautiful that I started looking into her, and then And then I was not so keen of doing my own duty. From my disciplined life, I moved a bit away, and noticing this Kubera, my master, he cursed me that, uh, yeah, that I become a demon. And he said, all my life I'll be demon, creating all this kind of hatred and aversion towards the laws of God. So he has cursed me, but rightly assured that this curse is a temporary curse. In fact, it could be, yeah, an opportunity that I can be relieved by my master, who is none other than Ram. So you can't kill me, but you can do one thing, and what is that? Is by burying me into the earth, then you can relieve me. So immediately after knowing this, Lakshman dug a big pit, and then this body fell into it, and after it was covered, immediately a celestial being came up, and then he uh, he was. Hmm, yeah, he just said, "Yeah, thanks for this. Uh, I'm so grateful to you for mitigating my miseries. So, because of that, so I promise to carry out my duties, abiding by the laws of God. uh, this is something that can happen when we are committing. And here Tumburu has committed mistake because of his position, because of his well-being and everything. And after that, he is relieved from the curse. And then he says, um, from here you can proceed, yeah, because this is what is happening. Yeah, from Chitrakoot, Ram, Lakshman, Sita, they were moving more into the dens of Dandakaranya. And to facilitate, he said, I can do a favor that I can tell you that from here in 12 yojanas, what is it? Yeah, sorry, 12 miles, 1.5 yojanas, you will find the ashram of Sharabhanga Rishi. So there you can get his guidance. So you can seek his guidance. You can be enlightened. And saying so, Tumburu left, and then Ram, Lakshman, Sita, they went towards this ashram of Sharabhanga. Before before Ram reached Sharabhanga ashram, at that time they saw, maybe Dinaprabhu, you can sit here, because with glass, no, I can't. Um, with Sharabhanga ashram, just before when Ram came, there was Indra who just visited. His Airavat was there outside the ashram, and all the trios were surprised to see, oh, is that really Airavat? Is it the Indra? Because when they say Indra was coming out from the ashram, and Ramji, he entered into the ashram, and Sharabhanga Rishi, he greeted and even said that I know that you will come. And in fact, yeah, so when they were discussing, sharing, Ramji asked Sharabhanga Rishi, was he Indra? And then Sharabhanga Rishi was saying, yes, he was Indra. He came to give me a very high residence in a highest realm. Yeah, but because why? Because I have done so many austerities. Because of these austerities, the piety that I have is so immense that Indradev came so that he can give me the place in what do you call this? Brahmalok. But I actually said, no, I'm looking something which is very permanent, because Brahmalok is also temporary, and after some time when dissolution happens, maybe I also have to become dissoluted. So while in this way, Sharabhanga Rishi was telling, and he is saying, um, um, to Ram, he is saying, whatever results of all my penance, I offer it to you. And then Ram smiled a bit mysteriously. He said, I am not a Brahmana to take what you are giving. I am a Kshatriya. Actually, I give something. And in fact, he said, not supposed to accept charity from anyone, let alone from Brahmanas. I cannot accept the results of your penance. Yeah. Whatever merit I want, I will earn by my own merits. Of course, here we may see, why is Ram bringing this? Because he could sense his devotee was a bit puffed up. Yeah, Sharabhanga Rishi, of course, it's not so easy to perform so many years of penances and to get this, so that Indra himself came and offered this place. So definitely, but what can happen because of this uh, penances? Mm, he felt he very well deserved to be in Vaikuntha. And to be in Vaikuntha, it's not through deserving, it's through mercy of the Lord. And the only request I have of you is that you kindly show me an ideal place and pure enough place to dwell in this forest. Where and as soon as when Ram just what do you call this, diverted the topic, it's not about what you can offer, what I need. It's just tell me the place where I can go and if you can. And Sharabanga Rishi, he understood that, yeah, out of his pride, he made a mistake. And later, anyway, he assisted Ramji, and there were so many topics that were discussed between Ram and Sharabhanga Rishi. And in after everything is done, he himself said, "After seeing you, my life has become perfect. And now, by letting me serve you, you have let me immortalize my life. Serving is the means through which we can become immortal. Otherwise, when we don't have the sense of serving, we will see our existence within the perspective of, what did I say? Existence in the perspective of this material world. It is only through seva we can connect to the transcendence and reach the transcendental world. So, by having the darshan of Ram, by getting his in what do you call association, yeah, and discussing so many topics, made Sharabhanga Rishi having a clarity what actually is the topmost, which is service, and that's what he says. And then he then asked permission that he may now leave, yeah, uh, the world. So what he did is he invoked a mystic fire, and in that fire, yeah, it did not spread throughout the hermitage. Instead, it remained and restricted within the body. And after that, Sharabhanga had assumed this effulgent form and ascended to the spiritual world. This is what, in the presence of the Lord, with the permission of the Lord, finally Sharabhanga Rishi attained spiritual abode. Hmm. So, and then it is said that Sharabhanga, Shara, we can see Bhanga means which is broken. Sharabhanga means Shara is Sharira. So here, what Sharabhanga Rishi did is, after immense penances, which he could not do just by the moment of association of the Lord, he got relieved from the body. And this is what we can see. And then, yeah, Sharabhanga Rishi, yeah, he left, and then it goes further after that to 24. Where am I? Okay. Then before that, Sharabhanga Rishi advises Ram to meet Sutikshna Rishi, and Ram, Lakshman, Sita, they walk along this forest trail to reach mm, Sutikshna Muni's or Rishi's ashram, where there is so many saints, sages of different calibers. Some are excellent in Rig Veda, some are in Yajur Veda, some are in all the Vedas. Some are experts in Yoga Shastra, yeah, which is Ashtanga Yoga. Everyone, when they saw Ramji coming from a distance, they could just see how can sun be greenish, so beautiful. Um, uh, of course, I think recently we saw one of the flyers who made Ramji in a greenish, but it is said that the greenish texture is or hue is mixed with gold. That's how the beauty of Lord Ram. I mean, it's hard to describe. It's hard to paint. It's only those great saints who saw Ram. They were fortunate because it can only be experienced, cannot be described, cannot be put on a paint. So they have started saying, "Oh, so great about Ram." One sage said he is definitely dharmachari. Achari means one who is following dharma. Achari means the upholder of dharma. He has risen like the hope-giving moon. And some next sage was saying, Sita Devi, she is Yashaswini, the insurer of victory, uh, who accompanies dharma. So And in that way, all the sages they start appreciating. Yeah, they said, he is the only one I have seen that does perfect justice to the word rupa. In fact, he seems to be redefining rupa itself, the meaning of itself. Most people rely on accessories to look beautiful, but in his case, ornaments rely on his beauty to become beautiful. Anyway, um, then there are other sages who were saying he is also like a sama hanana. Is like his body parts are well arranged, perfect. What it should be, it should. And Ramji was looking perfectly like that. No flaw can be pointed out in the construction of his in his body form. Not only that, he is also Lavanya. Lavanya is not just having everything perfectly placed, but also everything is so beautiful and delicate, emitting what do you call luster, radiance from his every limb. He is so much self-illuminous that entire forest seemed to be um, basking with his soothing effulgence. Another sage said, he is not just Lavanya, he is also uh, Saukumarya. We know Saukumarya means um, like a blooming flower. Mm. Like what this is coming from the word so. I forgot. So Kumaria is coming to mention that yeah, he's very tender and beautiful. And then others said, you know what? Forget all that. Yeah. He said, look at the way he's dressed. He's Subesha. Very nice, perfectly dressed. But how is he so perfectly dressed? He's not a king or he's not a prince. He is just wearing, deer skin. He said, amazing, isn't it? That he is also wearing deer screen like us. He is also having all that jata, all this like us, but he looks totally different. He is so beautiful, Subesh. He says, but after seeing him dressed this way, it seems as if we don't really know how to wear it. In fact, after seeing him attired so nice, uh, the clothing, it seems that such clothing is meant for gods and can look royal. What? Even the aesthetic dress. And others said, all that is fine, but I'm impressed by his perfectness of just his bare right shoulder. No. So, in that way, they were so fortunate to see the darshan of the Lord and themselves absorbed in all glorification. And while all these things happened, they welcomed him, they showed him all the ashram, and then Sutikshna Rishi he was showing, and they came to a point. This is also why this part is so important. It says, after coming to a point or a corner, Ram was shocked or actually jolted that what he saw jolted him. What was that? And he asked, what is this? This is a holy place where ashram is there, where sages are there, where all the Vedas are being recited. But why are there bones here? This is the place where the bones were there, and that too not one in two or like it. There's a heap of bones, a lot. And what is the meaning of this? Rama inquired. And then, until that time, all the sages who were just drinking the Lord, beautiful form and association of him, they immediately got reminded of what has happened. The demons in Dandakaranya were so much that they used to kill brutally all. Actually, at least we are fortunate, though our hands and legs are a bit damaged or broken or disabled, though we are disabled, but there are so many who were really killed. And these bones are actually of them. We don't know what to do. Yeah, I mean, how to, they are not ordinary. So, and so you are not merely hope and shelter for us. You are the only hope and the only shelter. So the sages approached Ram to give protection. He is saying, uh, um, one by one, all the sages started saying, oh, you are not only the master of our heart, but also the master of these woods. Yeah. So please help us. So the service to protect us totally rests in your shoulder. So please. So of course, then they compare him with all the other gods. Yeah, like what Indra Dev will do, what Varuna Dev will do, what Surya Dev will do in that way. all the demigods can do these things, but for us you are everything. And uh, so having said so much, the sages they just prostrated at Ram and humbly asked to protect them and annihilate the demons. This is very nice. Why? Because, in fact, you remember one of these reasons why Ram appeared is not just to mm, go and have the association of the sages, but when association of sages is not just to hear from him, but also to protect. So the sages themselves expressed that, please protect us from the demons. And then Ram said, my dear saintly devotees, why do you request me? In your position and status, you should actually command me. I am your humble servant, so just tell. And then this is the Bhishan vow that he takes. He says, I owe to annihilate the demons from the face of from the face of earth. Huh? And uh, a devotee will never perish. Soon there will be peace and tranquility here. Hearing this, all the sages were very, very happy. Then they started saying, Sajjana, Rakshana Ramji ki jai, Deenajana Rakshana Ramji ki jai. And sages were so happy. Sages were so happy. While everyone were happy, there was one who was not happy. Yeah, we'll come to that. Who is that? And yeah, and after that, that pratigya, yeah, um, we see that they go forward. They go forward, and when they're going, they come across all nice pictorial environment that Valmiki Muni, being a poet also, he narrates everything, glorifying them. And then one fine day when everything was so happy, Sita Devi mm, uh, opens up her heart, or actually mind. What happened is just when in the Sutikshna's ashram, when Ram did this vow, it caused happiness to everyone, but one person was worried. Why? Because Rakshasas are very dangerous. Yeah? So Ram, how can how, because she is exposed to the dangers in the forest, and when Virada was dealing like that and other incidents, she was so much concerned, and she said, my dear Lord, why would I be right if I were to say for a Kshatriya, adharma comes in three. So Kshatriya, adharma can happen three ways: by lying without emergency. If there is no emergency, one should not lie. By maintaining illicit relation, and by developing animosity without a reason. Why do we need animosity with demons? What did they do to us? Hmm. Okay, I know the other things you will not do, but why? Yeah, I think you have come here and as an ascetic, as you're not a kshatriya here, and you're also not sent for protection. Why would you turn hostile towards those who have done neither you nor people who matter to you any harm? So I'm just from that time when you took this vow, I am just a bit worried. And Ram could see in which direction Sita is coming, and then but he still allowed her to speak to really share what she has to say. And she recalled that when her father had handed over her to Ram long ago, he had said that she was Dharmacharini. What does that mean? Dharmacharini means one who follows her husband, but when the husband deviates from the path, then the wife supports. So 2 years ago, when Ram refused to take Sita to the forest with him, at that time was one time when she opened up. Of course, it was not so pleasingly she did. This time maybe she want to try better. She said, haven't we come to the forest to live like ascetics and take up vanaprastha or order of life, which is nothing to do with any ashram, yeah, which is about duties of yeah, the life of dependence, that being an ascetic necessitates that we live the life of control. A king has to control things such a way everything is in law and order. Whereas one who is dependent on the Lord, whatever is happening, we accept as a will of the Lord and just go with the flow. So, and in fact, In fact, Sita Devi gives an example of Indra Dev. He comes to a sage who has perfected his life that almost in next after that he would become Indra, which Indra want to stop. What he did was he came and he gave a very nice his Vajrasan. What is it called? He has Vajrastra, thunderbolt. This anyway. He gave a very nice sword, and the sage said, "What I have to do with this?" No, no, no. Indra said, "No, I have to attend nature call. So until I come back, please take care of that." And of course, this was he with some other pleas. Finally, he agreed, okay, let me take. When he had this sword in his hand, he started slowly seeing what it can do. Oh, wow, it looks very nice. And then, oh, it looks a sharp blade. Can it really cut? And he started swirling around, and he started causing so much disturbance that he chopped the trees, birds, animals, whatever, tiger, everything, because it's so powerful. And then all the piety he had is gone. So Sita Devi, by giving this example, is she wants to tell, uh, um, yeah, my suggestion is that we should resolve in our minds to either live a life of dependence or life of control. And in this case, as we are not, we are exiled in exile. That's why uh, Ayodhya, to reclaim your life of control or abandon the bow and live an honest life of dependence, either this or that. So she said, "You are wise enough to know what is right and wrong, but." hmm, I am seeing that what you are doing seems to be duplicitous. There is some duplicity I see. So she says this. So now you carefully consider all these facts. Whatever I have to tell, I have told you. Now you decide. All this I have said. And after this, when Ram is speaking, he is straight to the point. He says, being a Kshatriya is not a choice. It is not that, okay, for some time I can be Kshatriya and sometimes, okay, I am on vacation. It's not like that. That's why we see usually when someone is going, we see Ram is always having a bow. Not just to show that he is a Kshatriya, but to be a Kshatriya, which means the role of a Kshatriya is to protect. And it is that the um, people depend on Kshatriyas for protection. So a Kshatriya is not born to choose his duty, but to fulfill his responsibility. So this is the responsibility. And then he said, I wasn't sent to the forest to become a renunciant. There is nothing like a deal like, okay, you give up everything. My father and mother only expected me to stay in the forest for 14 years, but never said, uh, don't transgress, but they didn't say to leave the Kshatriya dharma. So, so I consider myself actively assisting Bharat. Why? Because he is the king in the cities, and I am assisting him so that the protection, whatever is needed in the forest, I am doing it in that way. So then he said, and who doesn't matter to a king is everyone matters. Yeah? So the leadership itself it is not a facility, but it is a means through which one cannot take leadership. It is to be given, granted by someone. Only if someone grants, then he becomes a leader. The sages have chosen uh, to depend on me. And then, being a Kshatriya, I have to give protection. In fact, I can never give up the opportunity to use all my abilities and skills to protect the weak. This is also can be understood that Lord will never. We may have a doubt that no, Lord may be only a Lord for someone, or Lord may only protect if we give something. Here is saying, I can never give up the opportunity to use all my abilities and skills to protect the weak and dependent. In the process, if I have to lose everything that is precious to me, indirectly he says, it can be you, me, or whoever, I would not hesitate and lose the opportunity to serve the needy. The world can end to me, but I won't break my promise to protect the sages. That was already a big, strong uh, resolution re-established, and Sita, began to smile. Yeah, because Lakshman was very happy because he is a Kshatriya and he wanted to. Hmm, he's then anyway, from this Sutikshna, they were asked to go and meet Agastya Muni. Agastya Muni, of course, in as I said, na, in Ramayana, we can see there are so many episodes. It's not just only Ram's storyline. There also we see the glories of who is Agastya Muni, and in fact, let me take to think. Give me 1 second. There's a whole how why he marries, and there is the description about Ilvalva and Vatapi, and then there is I want to tell something which might be interesting. Mm-hmm. Made a note, no? Sorry. Um, yeah, 80. Number 8. Okay. Um, yeah. So there is a description which tells about Agastya Muni, where he says, finally, Ramji, he uh, traces out the location of Agastya Muni. He comes there, and on the way, when he was coming, Sutikshna, he brought Ram, Lakshman, Sita to Agastya, and Sutikshna is actually Agastya Muni's disciple. So he knows a lot about his guru, and he was telling who is he, what is his greatness, etc., etc. And finally, when he comes, then after Agastya Muni sees Ram, he brings, mm he welcomes him, he arranges everything to him, and then um, there is this, what do you call this? Leaves on which is it? The leaves on which they wrote manuscripts, no? Talpat. Huh? So, so then Agastya Muni, he comes and then he brings that, and then he says, a disciple came with a bunch of palm leaves, yeah, neatly arranged in a stack on a plate, and then he just brought it, and Agastya Muni walked and gave that to Ram. And he said, you know what? Lord Shiva has instructed me to have a, a, a cultural revolution in the southern India, so that uh, for that as a mission, Agastya Muni has he would have to create a unique language, uh, and with that unique language, the culture is surrounding or is centered around that language, and that language was none other than Tamil. So uh, and he thus created this Tamil language. At that point, Agastya Muni offered his creation, the Tamil language, to Lord Ram as a gift of his love and devotion to him. So that's one thing. And then after giving this, second thing, what he did was he said, there is a place from here, if you go down, there is a place called Panchavati. And this is the place which is suitable for you to stay there. And saying so, um, uh, so first thing is he has offered this palm leaf Tamil script that he made. This is one thing, the language. The second thing is this direction, and third thing is he gave three weapons. And of course, the details are like, the first he gave him a set of two swords that have only strong people can use. Second thing, he gave him a bow and embedded with luster of Lord Vishnu and Sudarshan Chakra. And third, then he gave a quiver of all the arrows. Among that, he said there is one particular arrow. If you shoot this, then it will kill the person wherever he is. Yeah. I think these days we have all these missiles, no trajectory, which you can give the geolocation. Those days, the location also can move, the target can move, but this arrow can kill. After it pierces into the heart or chest, then after the person is killed, it goes, cleans itself in the nearest ocean, and then again come back to you. So, so these are things that were there in those times itself, and Agastya Muni gave him, and then sent uh, the the trio towards Panchavati. And Panchavati is described. It's very nice place, and there is this Jatayu. There is also this Jatayu. While they were going, then they saw this big vulture that came, and then this big vulture was trying to see who are these. They look very strange. They are looking in saintly clothing, and then they asked. This vulture asks, "Who are you?" And Ram explains, or says that he is son of Dashrath, along with his brother and then his wife Sita. And then immediately Jatayu, who is a friend of Dashrath, he is happy, but at the same time, when he learns this, my father, he's no more there, he feels extremely sad that he just um, uh, falls on the floor and feels unconscious. When cold water is thrown on the ice, then recovers. And after that, um, yeah, he explains about mm, why are they here? Because they were banished. And uh, Jatayu only appreciated that Dashrath is such a nice friend, and I can't imagine that he could have done. I can't believe it. Uh, and and all these things. Um, and then here there is a very important point that I can highlight here is Ram is telling that we are in exile for 14 years, uh, to fulfill my father's last desire. That is one thing. He says 11 years have passed. So by the time they came to Panchavati, 11 years are passed. There are only 3 years left. And he says, yeah, we were we were in Chitrakoot for 1 year. Hmm? And I think Shubha Vilas Prabhu is adding it so that we have it at one place. Yeah. Um, Chitrakoot is one place, and 1 decade in Dandakaranya from sages to sages, and then 3 years we want to stay in Panchavati, and after that we want to go back. For the next 3 years, if you permit, allow. And Jatayu said, for the next 3 years, when you are staying here, I will guard you. This is what Jatayu said. And after that, there is whole description about who is Jatayu actually and who is his brother Sampati and what happened to him and everything. These things are described. But then we dive into um, what is very important here we see is, um, after this 11 plus now 2 years passed, so 13 years passed. Then what happened is, in this holy Panchavati, they have been settled, so to say, and also eager to go back. When they wanted to go back because of the season that they were experiencing there, the water of Godavari itself is cold. How will be the water of Sarayu river? It will be even more cold. And immediately that connected them to, okay, but yeah, who is staying there is Bharat. And then in this part, we see that what is the lifestyle that Bharat has chosen himself, in the absence of, yeah, Ram. That is this place in Nandigram where he dig a pit and he lives below that, and he eats only barley that is soaked in cow urine, and barely sleeps. uh, and yeah, so this is what, yeah, Ram is saying, or Lakshman is saying, this is how it, yeah, he would be. And for the last, yeah, anyway, this is, yeah, condition. That's what Ram then says. Okay, let me go back to Ayodhya immediately. Why to wait? So I can't bear to see that Bharat goes through immense pressure, pain. So, but anyway, in that condition, Sita and Lakshman says, yeah, it's just 1 more year. Let's mm, hold on. And anyway, so after all these things, then we turn to the turning point two. Of course, we have already come across so many turning points, but turning point two is also coming from a female personality, coming in the form of Shurpanakha. Shurpanakha is the sister of Ravana, and she is also, I mean, she's wife of Vidyavati. Yeah. What is his name? Vidyujita. Yeah. And interestingly, Vidyujita was killed by Ravan. Because he didn't like it. He just killed it, but no one knows that he intentionally killed. And Surpanaka is always thinking that it happened by accident. Because in a war, when something is going on by accident, a knife or a sword can hit, and that's why he was killed. But there is a description that it was planned, pre-planned murder. And but anyway, for Surpanaka, she didn't anyway love so much, or she didn't feel separation so much. She was only happy. Why? Because her husband was killed. What Ravana did is he gave a kingdom to Surpanaka. He said, "All Janasthan is yours, so take care of it. You are the queen. In fact, if you find a good king, you can enjoy." But anyway, she was there is this Janasthan, which is the kind of what do you call this? Border, yeah, a post in someone else base, no? Like here we have a US base in Germany. What do you call this? I forgot. Anyway, so like that.
Nat-
What is it?
NATO, NATO, Prabhuji.
NATO. Oh no,
North Atlantic.
no. I'm just saying a base, a foreign base. So you will have your army in others. Your yeah, I don't know, military base in other countries. Anyway, but NATO does that. You're right. So, so what happened is that because she got a kingdom, and then there was her cousins, none other than Kara and Dushan, along with 14,000 strong warriors of different or demons of different capacities. They were they were guarding Lanka from this place, so to say. And while this was there, Surpanaka being also having the powers that she got from Brahma, she could just fly in the sky. Being a Rakshas was not a big thing. When she was going round, she came across this beautiful personality who was none other than Ram. When she saw, all of a sudden everything stuck. She couldn't move forward. Did I see something unimaginably beautiful? So she came back, and when she saw, then she immediately came down. She hid behind a banyan tree, and she was thinking, "Who is this? Who can he be?" And she was just thinking, "Whoever it is, he is my dream boy." Hmm. This I was just expecting my best husband, perfect husband, can be so beautiful, and in fact, see, I got it. So then there is also some more. Uh, it is said that Ramayana is a epic of lot of gravity in it. If there is some hasya ras that is found only in this part, there is usually we don't see in anywhere else. That's why I see also Shubha Vilas Prabhu is giving that touch of giving it all contrasting. On one side, he says how beautiful is whole appearance of Ram. At the same time, how ugly is the appearance of Surpanaka, and he says he says, oh. His forehead is so wide, his hair black as clouds seems to cascade like pouring rain. His well-developed shoulders can only be compared to emerald. So all this, she says, he appears as delicate as a vase. You know? and saying so, and Surpanaka start thinking, who can this be? She started thinking, could he be the Kamadev, god of love? Because this love is coming from my heart, love at first sight. So could it be that? Huh? But Kamadev was burned by Shiva anyway, so he's only in ash. Yeah? He is Ananga. He has no form. Is it possible that, oh no, or is he the Indra? Huh? Very well. Can he be? But wasn't Indra cursed to have 1,000 eyes all over the body? But here I don't see. So he can't be Indra. And then this one has only two eyes. Or is this Lord Shiva himself? But doesn't Lord Shiva has three eyes? Or is he Lord Vishnu? But doesn't Lord Vishnu has four arms? So just based on what do you call comparative principles, just putting okay, this persona is there, and she starts comparing. Can I compare his beauty to a lotus? Impossible, because lotus, however beautiful, ultimately withers. But I can see his so lavanya, and in that way there is whole trying to decode who is this great beautiful person. She tried. And then, as I was mentioning, Shubha Vilas Prabhu is saying the features of Surpanakam. Is her massive pot belly. Huh? And while Lord is slim, but she was supple waist, glided smoothly as he walked. He, her coppery red, yeah, hair, whereas Lord's hair was black and that too silk smooth. Anyway, all this comparison. Finally, then Shurpanaka, she said, dressed as a monk. Better why to guess so much. Best thing is just ask. Dressed as a monk, but with your warrior-like appearance, who have you come to fool? This is like you have a tree bark cloths and uh, can you justify who you are? And then Ram said, I am son of Dashrath. Hmm. Ram is my name and I am here with my younger brother and my wife Sita. Hmm. We are 14 years in exile from Ayodhya, for which 13 years are over and 1 year is left, and then we are back. And so he says, by the way, can you tell who are you? Yeah, he was just thinking because of strange appearance. He started thinking, okay, let me have some. After all, they have been in all kinds of tough times in last 13 years. This is an opportunity. Why to miss it? So he said, uh, you seems to be very important person. Tell me who are you? Whose daughter are you? And etc. etc. And then Surpanaka also, she said, uh, let me tell you everything about myself. Surpanaka is my name. I am daughter of Rakshasi Kaikasi and Vishravas. My brother is Ravan, who is 10-headed and all powerful, well known in the market. Yeah. And then Kumbhakarna, of course, he is also powerful, sleeps sometime and eats sometime, no business with anything else. And we have a Anvardi, another brother who is Vibhishan, who is just out of, he doesn't, it's just like a, odd man out. So she just told all these things, and yeah, and then finally she also told, yeah, by the way, yeah, I have also cousins like Khara and Dushan who are excellent, all powerful. They have never faced any defeat till now in their life. They were ever victorious. Uh, but uh, I must tell you that I excel over all my brothers in bravery. So I am the best among all these brothers and cousins. And I want to very openly tell that I'm mad of you, and I would like to marry you. Mm. I assure the greatest pleasure in the world is awaiting when we meet together. And saying so, uh, she also just said, yeah, you said about Sita, she is just, what do you call? Um, yeah, not so special or very unfitting, no? Yeah, unfitting for you. I am the fittest wife for you. Abandon Sita and your brother and let's enjoy. So with this, Ram just chuckled and he smiled and became like, when he smiled, it was hurting Surpanaka as if like, hey, what are you saying? And but then she wanted to yeah, enjoy Ram. So that's why she tried. And Ram, what he did is he just diverted. What he did is simply he put um, the 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 focus on Lakshman. He just said, "Hey, my wife is with me here. By the way, there is Lakshman who is alone, and he's also equally beautiful like me. Why don't you just approach him? And if he agrees, uh, he would surely be the most prospective candidate to pour all your love for him. So just approach him." And oh lady, with then and only then will you live like a queen without a co-wife hindrance like I have. So better you go. And yeah, here as I was mentioning, this is not just Ram is lying. Sometimes you may say, yeah, did Ram lie? He's a Satya Vachana. Um, but no, it's not a lie. He didn't say that his brother is a bachelor. He just said that his wife is not here. No, he just diverted. And yeah, Surpanaka was disturbed. And but she thought, hey, he is looking handsome. Why not? Lakshman, whether Ram or Lakshman doesn't matter. What a beauty! And she started telling, glorifying Lakshman's beauty. change, change of person doesn't matter. And then uh, Then here, she says her sudden torrent of love left Lakshman confused. What is this? All of a sudden, she started loving me. It's as if like, which means attraction. And he says there are five kinds: a beggar who expects honor, a person addicted to vicious mentality and hopes for attraction, or a greedy man who hopes for fame, or a proud man who hopes for genuine friendship, and a servant who aspires for happiness, are people who aspire to gather milk by milking the sky. Means it's not going to happen. The five things. Anyway, finally, just because she changed her mind, it clearly means that what she want is nothing, something she can get. And finally, when Surpanaka was just diverted by Lakshman, hey, no, 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 Ram is the best person. Uh, when they were having this Hasya Ras, there will also be someone who is on the other side on the toil, who may not appreciate this. And then she got disturbed and she started. All this is because of at the same time Sita just came from inside, and when she came, um, just taking this opportunity, Surpanaka jumped down to harm, and then without any delay, Ram asked, or Ram, mm, what do you call it? Ram has directed, not directed, Ram has, yeah, indicated, yes. Ram has indicated Lakshman to take over. And Lakshman simply, yeah, it was an opportunity for him to, what is this all Hasiras also is too much for him. So he immediately just chopped the nose, he mutilated nose and ears, and that's it. And with that, she felt immense pain, and not because of physical pain, but she was thinking great of herself, uh, with all those greatness, and now she was just um, hurt or harmed, and she could not tolerate. And here we can see that people are there. Such people are happy to eliminate anyone in their path of self-fulfillment. So Surpanaka was ready to eliminate Sita because she wanted to enjoy, whether it's right or wrong. So why was nose and ears are cut? There is also a deeper understanding is that usually we smell what is good, what is bad with our nose, and hear what is good and bad with our ears. And for Surpanaka, she was so selfish that these were not functioning properly. So yeah, so these were cut here. So with that, with great pain, and finally she reached, she reached to her cousins, and she has provoked, saying, you know what, this is done by that two hopeless, worthless kings, or princess who are in this form, and Karan Dushan were sent, and Ram was already ready because he said from now on, uh, things will start moving in, yeah, in a totally different speed and direction. And then the when 14,000 uh, uh, demons came to attack, Ram said Lakshman to take care of Sita in a cave. Uh, but Lakshman was ready with his weapons and armors, and Sita was also worried. But Ram said, "This is a battle of mine, and I will take care of things, everything." Ram, I mean, there's a whole description how Ram has fought single-handed, killed all 14,000. Not only that, he killed Khara and Dushan. Yeah, killing them was not easy, because they were also having so much powers. But Ram has finally killed them, and that was a big shock to Surpanaka because she was thinking, "Hey, this Janasthan, which is my place and my people, they can take care of everything," but they didn't manage. Ram, yeah, Ram stopped, as I said, Lakshman, but he did everything, and there are reasons why Ram has done this. Yeah, I think you may already know. One of the reason is that he wanted to kill in the absence of Sita. So at the same time, Sita needs to be protected. So Lakshman was taking care of that. And we can see in whole Ramayana, there is no place where Ram has hurted or killed someone in the presence of Sita. Hmm. So this is one. Then the next is Lakshman's aggression is also superlative, and if he sees Ram even slightly injured, then he will not uh, stop, and he would become more agitated, and he will even reach Ravan to kill straight away. He would just so to stop that. Then Ram has promised the sages that he will vanquish the demons. So 14,000, if they are coming, it's very easy that he can go and kill them. And then Ram also has hidden uh, a personal reason. What is that is when Sita Devi has said so that yeah, I uh, I don't know why my Janak, my father has given me in your hands, yeah, for marriage. It was a bit insulting, but of course, Ram was just waiting for the time to show that he is not what she was saying, that he can protect if it is even if one, two, or 14,000 or any number of people may come, he can protect. So to prove that, he has shown in action, and he didn't want even Lakshman there because then Sita may see, ah, okay, Ram and Lakshman did it. No, Ram want to make a very strong statement that uh, he can do it. So in this way, I think I should stop here because anyway we want to continue tomorrow. Then we will discuss about, I mean, I thought of actually covering Marich, because after this, Surpanaka goes and starts attracting Ravana's attention by saying the beauty of Sita Devi. And when that happens, then Ravan, yeah, like a thief, he comes to Marich. This is what we will discuss maybe tomorrow. Same time and bit longer time. Thank you very much. Any thoughts? Any questions? I don't know. I hope I didn't disappoint you that I'll finish the whole Ramayana in such a sprint time. I'm not like Sukadev Goswami who has summarized the whole Ramayana in uh, 2 chapters. Yeah. Yeah, he was going quite fast. I mean, when I'm reading in the ninth verse, he's already at Marich. He's already at where we are going to start tomorrow. He is already there in 9 verses. So quick. And you know me, I can't be so quick. Okay. Any thoughts? Any questions? Suryadesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, thank you for this wonderful recitation.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not a question, Prabhuji, but just more of a little announcement.
Mhm.
We will also do it today, tomorrow, because today we have very less participants.
Mhm.
But generally, most of it for the attendees. We have been having this, very nice, blissful, katha towards the end of the day. So Prabhuji also conducts Bhagavata Sapta, Bhagavata Sapta every day from 8:30 to 9 p.m. So from we will
Mhm.
restart it again from Monday. So if any of you are interested, we will give a notification again on Monday morning
Mhm.
on this. So please feel
Great.
free to join.
Yeah, very nice. So maybe whoever is joined here, yeah, it's nice. Whatever we are blessed by hearing, reading, hearing, speaking, all this, we can also, out of our service to others, maybe we can spread this word. Whoever we know, ask them to try to come join 1 or 2 sessions. Please. Yeah, there is nothing they will lose, nothing we will lose by asking. Yeah, maybe someone may come here. If they like, they will continue. And that's how we can also increase our own congregation. And of course, we are not talking about any cultural events or any festival things. We are talking about a subject which is very, very important for our life. I'm sure that it's for everyone. it will do good for everyone, including us. Yeah, thanks, Satish Prabhu. Okay. No questions. So at least we are not in a hurry. Tomorrow we have to start working. At least tomorrow, yeah, we can relax a bit. But yeah, stay tuned to cover. We'll finish Aranyakand tomorrow. And from Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, and Yuddha Kanda, these three things, we will schedule something in the future. I mean, I don't know if you all like this idea, but this is how I thought we can face our Ramayana. Did Jyoti join today? I mean, no. Okay. Then thank you very much. Yeah, see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Hare Krishna. पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। भरत शत्रुघ्न की जय। हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.